So next would be the reciprocating pumps. So the reciprocating pumps are best in the field of high pressure, moderate capacity pumping. So feeding water into the smaller power boilers is service in this category. The principal types are the direct acting steam pump and the triplex power pump. So these reciprocating pumps are best in high pressure and moderate capacity pumping. So what is triplex power pumps? Is also used in the form of three-cylinder single-acting motor-driven pump when discharge pressure is moderately high to high, where the inefficiency of steam pumps wasting their exhaust or of small-sized centrifugal pumps is to be avoided. Triplex pumps are three-cylindered in order to produce overlapping deliveries and minimize pulsation. They are single-acting to simplify the mechanical linkage connecting crankshaft to piston to avoid rod stuffing boxes. So next would be the figure 13-26, which is the that illustrates control of direct acting steam pump in boiler fed service. So we have here the steam supply to pump governor, so steam pump suction, feed water regulator, and to the boiler. So next would be the turbine pump. So this is the name given to a class of rotary non-positive displacement pumps having some importance in the small boiler field. So it generally seen as a single stage pump, for with a single band wheel it can produce a pressure increment of 7 kg per cubic centimeters or more. This pump employs impact diffusion and some centrifugal force, but not a true centrifugal pump. Next is the centrifugal pump, which is the basic part of the pump are a rotating impeller and a casing to surround it and direct water flow. Water let into the center or eye of the impeller is quickly rotated and discharged from the periphery of the impeller with velocity and pressure more than it had at the eye. So the centrifugal pump is a velocity machine. That is, its pumping action requires first, the production of a water velocity. Second, the conversion of velocity to pressure head. The velocity is given by the rotating impeller, the conversion accomplished by diffusing guide vanes or in a volute casing surrounding the impeller. So next would be this figure, which is the triplex power pump. So this is what it looks like. So it has a crankshaft here, drive, plunger, packing, suction valve, guide, discharge valve, and air chamber, and the cylinder connection. So next would be the lubrication. So lubrication is simple on most centrifugal pumps, there being only the two shaft bearings to require it. From reservoir cast in the bearing pedestal and grease lubricated ball bearings are usual. So cooling may be needed for high temperature feed pump bearings. In the high pressure regenerative cycle power station boiler fed requirements constitute severe service for pumps. So condensate pumps. So centrifugal pumps are almost exclusively given the job of condensate pumping. For one thing, the self-regulating character of submergence control mentioned in the treatment of condenser auxiliaries simplifies many condensate pumping installations, particularly those from vacuum regions. So next illustration would be these working conditions for a boiler feed pump. So this is how it look like. Next would be the boiler feed pump, which is the multi-stage centrifugal pump. Has few competitors for boiler feeding in the large power station. This is no auxiliary, more vital to the continued operation of the station. Let the boiler fed pump begin to misbehave and operators spring to action, endeavoring to bring standby equipment into service and avoid a plant shutdown. So next would be the fed water regulation. Air, fuel, and water are the three variables entering into the production of steam. Control of supply of fuel and was described in the last chapter. We now come to the final element of fed water loop, the fed water regulator. So the fed water regulator is the governor of the fed water supply, the boiler. So next would be the illustration of the three generic types of boiler fed water regulators for simple level control. So first, we have here flow type, vapor pressure type, and thermostatic expansion type. So there are three. And the next would be the two-element fed water regulating system. So this is how it was illustrated. So the two-element fed water regulating system. So that's all for our chapter 13. Thank you.